and I am stopping in to say that I am fully microchipped, baby. Which of course by that I mean that I have these items in my home or on my person at all times, pretty much. And in other news, I am fully vaccinated. It is about 22 hours since I got my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. It's 11:02 and I am still in bed. Well, I've gotten out of bed multiple times, but I've always returned. I will say that this video is in no way, I am not here to present you with any medical information, just my experience with the vaccine, which you should get to protect the public. After my first dose, I didn't really have any side effects. I got my first dose at 1 p.m. and this one at 1 p.m. as well. And my first dose, I would say, didn't hurt that, but it felt like a regular shot. And later that day, probably around 4-ish, I started feeling like mildly fevery, just a little achy and off and a little hot, a little cold. But that went away really promptly. It was probably, I worked the rest of the day that day, and my day ends at 5:30 and I was feeling fine by the end of the work day. So probably just an hour and a half, 2 hours of a little like, not great feeling. The day after, my arm was extremely sore, but that worked itself out within about a day as well. Obviously, we knew that the side effects were probably going to be a little worse, and that's a good thing. That's due to your body, instead of it having a kind of two-part immune response where the second wave of your immunity kind of kicks in a little later. Your body is prepared to fight it and knows how, and so it happens all at once, and that's why you feel a little bad, or probably a little worse on your second dose. At least that is what I have read. I'm not a doctor. Again, it hurt going in, but it was fine. It was, over in like 30 seconds. I went home and I ate some food, and then I slept for probably 2.5 to 3 hours. That, however, could just be because I did not take my medication yesterday nor today. And when I skip a day of my Adzenys, my ADHD medication, which you can learn more about in the card up here, when I skip a day, I get really fatigued the first day that I'm not on it. So that nap really may have had nothing to do with the vaccine itself. It could have just been my regular, I skipped a day of my Adzenys nap. Went to bed, everything was a-okay. Around 1 a.m. I woke up and I was shivering pretty uncontrollably. I definitely had a fever, and I would go from hot to freezing cold. Immediately, I told my husband how bad I had felt in the night. I said I felt like my bones were glass, and anytime I moved, it felt like they were breaking. So that's how bad my muscle aches were. The kind of intense, kind of sick feeling where all I wanted to do was just sleep it off, but I couldn't fall asleep. I did feel a little nauseous, not terrible. That was the thing that I was most worried about, because I get nauseous really easily, and that's kind of the one type of sick feeling that I don't cope with very well. I hate to feel nauseous. I can deal with like achy, fevery feelings a lot easier. Those are just easier for me to deal with. So I felt a little nauseous. I thankfully took the day off of work. I nearly definitely would have had to call out today if I hadn't already scheduled for it. So that's something to remember. My arm feels like I it's really just it feels as bad as it did the first time, no worse really. But all day I did get up and I went to the pharmacy to pick up my medication, my refill of my medication. But I feel like I know that I should like take it easy and let my body recover, and I kind of feel like I did that yesterday, even though I didn't feel bad yesterday because I took such a long nap and just kind of lazed around. And this is a day off of work, and I feel like I'm wasting it if I don't do something. So I made myself some tea. And it's my first time I've used that perfect steeper from David's Tea. It's so cool, it's like magic. At this point, I still feel bad. I don't feel great. I'd say probably like 55-60% good. Definitely a lot better. Definitely feeling like I could do something. I did take a hot bath with Epsom salts to see if that would help with the muscle soreness. But I'm still just chilling in my pajamas in my bed with my cat, and I'm gonna drink some tea and try to get motivated to do something so I feel like I didn't waste my day off. I know that's ridiculous and that's a bad outlook. Capitalism, baby. But I'm gonna drink my tea, and one thing that really motivates me is watching people be productive on YouTube. It makes me feel like I want to be productive too. Doesn't always work, doesn't always translate correctly, but I'm gonna drink my tea and watch some productive people on YouTube, and hopefully that will give me some energy to get something done. But this is, I don't know, I showed you the bag. It's called something with sage. And it's like a little minty. And it's just what the doctor ordered. It's great. Fantastic. Shout out David's Tea. It's that kind of feeling where I feel pretty good when I'm in bed, and then I'm like, I can get up and do stuff, but then I get up and I'm like, I don't want to get up and do stuff. So just hanging out here with Zelda, using her as a pillow. She's not too thrilled about it. I'll probably stop. I'm not actually putting any weight on her, don't worry. Oh, she's reaching for the camera. She's gonna grab it. Probably gonna go for a walk in like an hour. So probably do that, and so I'll need to put on some real clothes here soon. But probably just gonna watch YouTube until then because I have a little bit of a headache. I've been really trying not to take any Tylenol or any kind of medication for it because I read that like suppressing your system's immune response is not the best idea. But I also don't know if the sources that I've read that on were super reliable or if it makes a difference at all. But I am toughing it out with no medication, and like I said, it's not that bad, but it's just not fun. It's not fun. The nausea has returned tenfold. But I'm gonna try and put on some clothes and like go for a walk, I guess. Maybe it'll be one of those great things where getting up and moving around a little will actually be good for me, even though it feels terrible. I told you guys in the cleaning my vanity video, I was gonna try and use sunscreen more often. Look, I'm doing it. I'm bending down. My tripod's not tall enough to get me in the shot. I stand all the way up. We're definitely going for comfort over fashion. When I said I was gonna put on real clothes, I meant stuff that is not pajamas. This might as well be pajamas though, to be real. But it is more real than what I had on before. Okay, there, hair is up, sunscreen is on, clothes are on. Feeling great. I've gone from laying in the bed to laying in the bath to laying in the bed to laying on the couch to laying in the bed to sitting on the couch to laying in the bed. That's been my day, folks. Why yes, I am wearing the same thing as yesterday. Thank you for noticing. It is now 12:02 the next day, and feel 100% totally back to normal. I did wake up this morning with a little bit of a headache, but it wasn't bad, and it could be due to my spring allergies are also really acting up right now, so could have been that. I don't know. But very mild headache, and it's gone now, totally gone. Went for a walk this morning before work and had some breakfast, and it is a settle now.